I'm very excited to be here. I have bipolar disorder, or as my mom calls it, bipolar disorder. I take medicine. I moved to New York and I started seeing a new psychiatrist. And seeing a new psychiatrist is really tricky because you have to pick out the perfect outfit. This has to say, I'm doing really well on my current medications. But I still need Turns out, in New York City, when your psychiatrist's office is in Coney Island, which is literally an amusement park, it doesn't matter what you wear, you're going to be the belle of the ball. I could have shown up in a banana outfit with my vagina fully exposed, just like, I'm Jesus Christ! They would have been like, wow, who is that princess? Is that Elsa? I do think that my medicine works very well. I haven't had a bad depressive episode in a while, and because of that I can see a lot of positive sides of depression. Seriously, for example, flying is a lot less stressful when you don't care if you live. True, yeah, it's very true, honestly. My manic episodes are way more chill, like, I have a friend who had a manic episode and he got naked and then he ran into the street screaming racial slurs. And I was like, wow, no, yeah, I just played the accordion for 40 hours. Actually, my roommates loved it. Judging by their banging on my walls, hot cross buns is their favorite song. I do play the accordion, this is a side note. I do play the accordion, and people say that it's not a sexy instrument, but did you know that if you play the accordion naked, it will pinch your nipples till they bleed? Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to make you wet. I like living in New York City with mental health issues because like everyone there is crazy. It's just, but the only problem is like around like depressive people, we're always trying to one down one another. We're just like, okay, really, you have depression? Okay, well how many times have you tried to kill yourself? You're on 10 milligrams of Zoloft, you're a freaking poser. But we're also the ones who take it the most seriously. We're like, depression is serious. It is just like cancer. Like, no, depression would be like cancer if people with cancer thought that they were the only ones who have ever had cancer. It is comforting though, like being around depressed. Like the first time I visited New York, I saw 4 people crying on my subway, and I was just like, oh, my people. I knew right away I belonged. I moved with 1 suitcase in hand, just like, hello, New York, I'm here. I'm here for my big breakdown. Because I'm originally from Alabama. Y'all might know it from racism. And like, at home, I can't cry in public or else I will look like a lunatic. Like, the only safe place to cry in public is a David's bridal. It's like a big to-do. I gotta go try on my wedding dress. And then the sales associate's like, so when is your wedding date? And I'm like, there isn't one, I'm single! And then you hear women from all the other dressing rooms like, me too! I'm just kidding, it's just the 8 reflections of myself. I never fit in Alabama, like, so I'm the only person in my family who didn't vote for Trump, and after the election I wrote like a really anti-Trump article. Well, article's what I call a Facebook status. What? I'm successful, yeah, my mom saw it and it upset her a lot, and she called me crying, and she was just like, I just don't understand why you're so dramatic! Like, wow, don't know where I could possibly get that from. Like, my mom had to to have done vocal warm-ups before calling me. She's like, the tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips. My pets make sense. My pets make sense.
God damn it, she's fine.
I will say my mom's not wrong. I am very dramatic. I can't wait to get old so I get attention for falling. My Southern upbringing has informed who I am, though. I will say, like, I do believe in traditional gender roles. You know, like the husband provides for the family, and I die in childbirth. It's like a little traditional. I did start dating again. I was seeing a guy who was a lot younger than me for a while, and I was really in my head about it. I was just like, what am I doing? He's younger than my little brother. He's not going to get any of my Bob Dole references. And then I thought about it, and I was like, no, I'm a feminist, and it's only 6 years, and if I was a man, this would be totally acceptable. And he was like, you need to stop saying all of this out loud. And also, who is Bob Dole? I don't know. He was the first person I slept with after I had a really big breakup, so, you know, of course, I immediately started to cry. But he was very sweet. He was like, what's wrong? Are you okay? And then I word vomited. I was like, I'm just so worried I'm never gonna have a family! But I will say it was a very bonding moment for the two of us because we were both living our nightmare. What a nightmare. And he still called me the next day, and I realized something great about younger guys is that they haven't learned how to spot red flags yet. Wow, mama. I do want to be a mom, but I work as a nanny. It's just kind of like, I don't know, people always think that I'm, like the little boy I watch, he looks a lot like me, and so everyone always thinks I'm his mom, which is weird because I stopped sleeping with his dad years ago. I helped potty train him, and the first time that the little boy peed, standing up, he turned to me and he was like, will you hold it for me? And I was like, no, that is your job. And then he started to scream. He goes, but I can't! I have a fat penis! And it took everything I had in me to not be like, kid, never complain about having a fat penis. And it was in that moment that I realized there's a fine line between caregiver and child molester. It's intent, in case you're wondering. I think though that being a nanny has like informed like when I'm watching television, you know, I watch these kids differently. So I was watching the horror movie The Omen recently, and there's a scene in this movie where the little Antichrist, so the nanny hangs herself to show her devotion to the little Antichrist. And I was watching it and I was like, that would not happen in real life. So I just want to show you guys like that scene though, if it were to happen in real life. Damien, look at me, Damien! It's all for you, Damien! Damien, look at me! In case you're in the back, Damien is super dead now.